Kane Sport TV, we're here with Kevin Beard. He's back at the U, ladies and gentlemen, and you have a lot to be excited about. You know, not just being back home. You got some pretty good players in that receiver room this year. How's it been so far?
It's been super exciting. Before I took the job, a lot of people reached out to me when they was hearing that I was up for it, and they said that it was a dumpster fire down here. And you hear those things, and it's just water off your back because this is Miami. They're full of talent. They just need to be coached and loved and cultivated and just worked with. And I think from March 1st when I got hired to now, we're starting to see those traits being put into action, and we're starting to kind of get the results we want. And now we just got to keep building on it.
You're hired by a head coach that knows what it's supposed to look like. You were here at a time where you learned what it's supposed to look like. Is it starting to inch in that direction?
Absolutely. I've been telling guys, as I talk to people on a day-to-day basis, I got up to like 32 days in a row where I told people Miami's going to win the national championship again. Now, I'm not putting a year on it, but I know that the direction that we're going in, the culture's changing, the mindsets are changing, the building is changing, and the guys, they feel it. And we just got to go out here and put it to action on a day-to-day basis through practice, and then see where the games take us.
How much has it meant to you to be back?
It's meant the world. I know a lot of people know that, this is home. And it's no better feeling than to come back home and give these young men what was given to you. And I know the guys have heard the story already. One of my fondest stories as a player is Lamar Thomas coming back and telling us his experience with Florida State based off of his failure at Florida State. And I've never forgotten it to this day. And it's just, I never would have had that insight to prepare me to play up there if I didn't have him to share his experiences. So to have the experiences I have and then to be able to share them with these young men is really special.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the young man, what you found here at the receiver position. Seems like you have a lot of versatility. You got a lot of guys that are going to be competing for playing time, which as a coach, I'm sure you love. You probably wouldn't have liked it so much as a player, but as a coach, I mean, this is, you could tell me whether you have like a dude, like a number one guy, or but you have a lot of guys that can make plays.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I've challenged those guys at the end of spring is everybody's Robin. We don't have a Batman. And who's going to be that guy? And instead of taking it as, oh, he trying me, oh, he coming at us like that. No, they understand because we have a relationship and they know that everything I do is to challenge them to be the best version of themselves. Everybody's put a great summer together with that in mind. I'm going to be the Batman that he's talking about.
It's blunt, but it's pure honesty. I mean, you don't have a Batman yet. Can you win without a Batman, or does one of the or two of these guys got to jump up and be Batman?
And you know what? I don't really kind of put one or two guys have to do this,
you
have to do that.
Batman.
I want them all, because what happens when you have a lot of young men trying to be Batman and letting it be known, you're going to get those type of results. And when you get those type of results, competition fuels everything. And when one guy sees another guy making plays, it's not a pressure, it's an opportunity to go make a play. And when they make a play and when each other makes a play, everybody is having fun, everybody's being pushed, now everybody gets opportunity, and now everybody wins.
Let's talk a little about a few of these guys. Colby Young came in here last year, had some amazing games early. Nobody knew who he was. He wasn't on any scouting reports or anything. Then they started putting him on the scouting reports, and it got a little tougher for him at times or whatever. He's worked incredibly hard this offseason. You could see him. He's in amazing condition. What are you expecting from him this year?
Big things. He is a huge human being, and especially at the wide receiver position, he's going to go against, every week, he's going to go against an opponent that's pretty much going to be smaller than him. And I would say last year he used his size and pure brute strength to have success in so many ways when he was given opportunities. And over the summer and over spring, he's been trying to do a really good job of learning how to be a master of his craft. And when you learn how to be a master of your craft, now you can work smarter instead of working harder, and everything else slows down, and you find yourself being more in control of the results you want. And so I'm really excited to see him continue to put it together day to day in practice, and then position himself to really be able to have a mindset to dominate in the game.
Xavier Restrepo has been a practice field freak in his time here at the U. He seemed like he was about to bust out last year. He got hurt. He's been a practice field freak again from what we've seen under you. What can you expect out of him this season?
Expect plays to be made. Like I said, with the ball in his hands, or when it comes to blocking for his teammates. He's a real team guy. He believes in the team. He's one of our captains in the receiver room. And I challenged him at the end of spring to really step up and take that role of being a leader, not sometimes, but all the time. And I think he's done a really good job with it, and I think it's going to continue to show as the season goes on, and I'm expecting really big things out of him.
Jacoby George comes here. They said he's Kevin Beard, to be totally honest with you. Came from Broward County, the whole thing, and it's Kevin Beard all over again. And he's had his ups and downs, as I'm sure you know. And actually, for you, he's probably a great challenge because he's got so much ability. How's he coming along?
It's almost like I'm coaching myself.
That's what I'm talking about. They said he's Kevin Beard. I'm not just making that up because we're sitting there talking.
The best part about it with him is I know him better than he knows himself. And so I can always reach him at a place where he can't reach himself.
Right.
And sometimes he thinks in his mind like, man, how this dude know? And it's because I lived it.
Yep.
To just give you a quick short story, the spring game, he was mad with me because I challenged him. I told him that we're going to get a transfer in here, and I'm not bringing anybody that's going to be lesser than him.
Right.
So he needs to do his thing or take a step back. And he felt disrespected, and he felt, and he went out in the spring game and had 4 catches and 2 touchdowns and almost 70 yards. And I told him at the end of the spring game, if that's what it takes to get you to produce like that, then just get ready to be mad with me all the time.
And then you go get Tyler Harrell, who comes in here. He's had a little bit of an up and down career. He got hurt at Alabama, and now he comes to the U. He can run, KB. I mean, he's got that legit, 4.2?
Yeah, absolutely.
Speed. So now you bring him in, and of course Jacoby sees that, like, oh man, coach wasn't kidding. What's he bringing to your room?
Competition. Competition fuels everything. When you look back at the Miami days, that's all it was competition.
Yeah.
And I really believe that when people came to Miami to find out what's so special about what you guys are doing down there, that was the secret sauce. Creating competition. And as you can look around college football at the teams that are winning, that's what they've done. And that's what we haven't been able to do here at the University of Miami for a while now, and that's what we're trying to infuse into the program now. Coach Cristobal is doing a great job of creating the culture that we want, and the guys are buying in. And they're seeing that, that guy's pretty good. That guy's really fast, and it's pushing each other to take the next step. And we're just excited to see it take place starting tomorrow.
Now those guys, to just let them run go routes all day is the first thought that comes to people's mind. That's not what you're trying to do here. You're trying to teach him to run routes, perfect his craft. You've talked about even like you want him running 4.5 sometimes because that's going to allow him to run a better route. And then when the time comes, then you can go to that 4.2 gear, kind of like molding something out of clay, kind of with Tyler Harrell.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that any receiver, any player that comes from high school, well, I'll just go back to my playing days. When I was at Plantation, my receiver coach, Coach Kaplan, shout out, he told the receivers, just do what KB does, because he couldn't teach me to do what I was doing.
Right.
And so I came to the University of Miami with the mindset that I knew it all. And when I got here and found out, like, whoa, Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, Dow Jones, those guys are really good. And Curtis Johnson really knows what he's doing. I don't really know everything. And so that's the mindset that I have to tap into those guys. Hey, even though you're talented, there's a lot about this game that you don't know. And the biggest thing is 90% mental and it's 10% physical. So you have to tap into the mental aspect more than the physical, because everybody here is physically gifted, physically talented. So now you got to find ways of making the game smarter and not harder.
So who's embracing your coaching the most? Who's jumping out as you go, into the meat of training camp here?
To be honest with you, I am super excited about the whole room.
The whole room.
Because everybody is getting better as a whole. And I think what happens is now, as everybody elevates, now, like I said, you need these moments in practice to solidify, hey, I'm that guy. Hey, I'm ready to take the next step. Hey, put it on my shoulders. I can handle it. So everybody's really getting better. Everybody's taking the coaching. Everybody's starting to hold each other accountable because they're learning how to hold themselves accountable.
The Shannon Dawson offense, it's just injected a lot of confidence. You can, we were talking to all the offensive kids. You can, feel the excitement. They've been making plays in the workouts. They feel like they are going to be an explosive offense this fall. Your thoughts on Coach Dawson and his offense?
Love it. Love it. The best part about the offense is the ball can go a lot of different places based off the defense. So you can't say, oh, this ball not coming to me. According to this defense, it can. And once you understand that everybody's tied into this thing together and everybody has the opportunity to eat, that's the exciting part, I think, for the guys, because I may have 4 catches this game and I may have 10 catches the next game. I may have no catches one game and then turn out to be the player of the week in the country the next week. So it's all about just taking advantage of your opportunities when you get them, because when you do that, you demand more opportunities. But if you don't take advantage of them, then you take the opportunities away from yourself moving forward. So everybody knows that this is going to be, all the opportunities are going to be based on them. Mm-hmm. They can complain about why I'm not getting the ball. Well, let's go watch film and see how many opportunities you didn't take advantage of. That's how this offense works. You have to be productive, and if you're productive when that ball comes your way, you'll get more.
Is it receiver friendly?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely receiver friendly. Like I said, everybody gets a chance to touch the ball, and it's your job to take advantage of the opportunity when it comes. And the best part is when you don't get it, you have a chance to affect the game by going and block for your guys to get him upfield.
And everybody's embraced the playbook. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do going into camp, and you guys are ready to rock?
Absolutely. Everybody's embraced it, because the only way for you to play fast and free is to know what you're doing. So now I can play 90% mental and let my 10% talent take over from there.
All right, KB. Well, it sounds like it's an exciting time to be the receiver coach at the University of Miami. So welcome home, and looking forward to watching you out there on the practice field and the development of all your guys.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, KB.